A Nigeria court has just ordered the police to pay 30 million naira for declaring a citizen wanted illegally. On one side, the Nigeria police force. On the other side, activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore. But here's what many headlines are not explaining. This case is bigger than Sowore. Because if security agency can label anyone wanted without due process, no critique is safe. Today, we break down what really happened, the legal battle behind it, and what this means for democracy in Nigeria. If you care about governance and accountability, please like this video, subscribe, and stay with us. On Friday, the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos delivered a major ruling. Justice Musa Kankaki declared that the Nigeria police acted unlawfully when they labeled Omoyele Sowore wanted in October 2025. The court said the action violated his fundamental rights, and the police were ordered to pay 30 million naira in damages. Let's pause there. A wanted declaration is not a small thing. It signals danger. It affects reputation. It can lead to arrest. It can expose someone to public harassment. Now imagine that declaration being ruled illegal. Public reaction was immediate. Supporters called it a victory for democracy. Critics of the police called it proof of abuse of power. Others ask a deeper question. How often does this happen quietly? Omoyele Sowore is not just any citizen. He is a former presidential candidate. He is a long-time activist. He is a vocal critic of government. He is the publisher of Sahara Reporters. He has multiple confrontations with security agencies over the years. In October 2025, the Lagos State Police Command publicly declared him wanted. Civil society groups reacted strongly. Many believed the move was politically motivated. The police, however, presented it as a lawful enforcement activity. But here's the key issue: due process. The court found that proper legal procedures were not followed, and in a constitutional democracy, procedure is everything. Now let's look deeper. This case was not just about a declaration. It became a fundamental rights enforcement suit. Sowore went to court. The court earlier warned the Lagos Commissioner of Police after reports surfaced that he allegedly continued saying Sowore remains wanted despite a restraining order. That's a serious institutional tension. When court issues order, security agencies are expected to comply. If they don't, it raises a dangerous question: who truly holds power, the judiciary or the security apparatus? This is where the political strategy becomes clear. For activists, litigation becomes a shield. For institutions, legal defense becomes survival. For the public, it becomes a test of the rule of law. But here's the part nobody is talking about. If the police lose 30 million naira today, who actually pays? Is it the officers involved or taxpayers? And if taxpayers pay, does the system really change? Most headlines focus on the money, but the real story is precedent. This ruling sent a message. Declaring someone wanted without proper legal backing has consequences. However, here is the contradiction. Nigeria has seen past court rulings against security agencies, yet similar controversies continue. So the deeper issue is institutional reform. Is this a turning point or just another headline? Civil society groups see this as judicial courage. Legal analysts say it threatens constitutional protection. But inside institutions, this ruling may be viewed differently. Security agencies often argue that strong enforcement tools are needed to maintain order. This creates a constant tension. Security versus liberty, authority versus rights, enforcement versus due process. And in an election-sensitive political climate, that tension becomes even sharper. Because when critics face aggressive enforcement, public trust decline. This case goes beyond Sowore. It touches on three major pillars. 1. The judicial independence. 2. Police accountability. And 3. Democratic stability. If court can hold security agencies accountable, it strengthens democracy. But if rulings are ignored or repeated violations continue, public confidence weakens. And in any democracy, trust is currency. Without trust in institutions, elections become tense. Governance becomes questioned. Polarization increases. The economic impact may not be direct, but investors' confidence often depends on rule of law. And rule of law depends on enforcement of court judgment. Three possible scenarios emerges. The first scenario is that the police comply fully, review internal procedure, and tighten legal processes before issuing future wanted notice. The second scenario is that if the damages are paid but no structural reform follow, the cycle continues. And the third scenario is that if the ruling trigger broader international debates on policing power and civil liberty, the real test will not be the 30 million naira. It will be whether institutional behavior changes, because democracy is not measured by election alone. It is measured by how power threats dissent. So here's the big question. Was this simply a legal victory for one activist or a warning shot to uncheck power? Tell us what you think in the comments. Do you believe this ruling will change policing in Nigeria? If you value investigative political analysis that goes deeper than headline, like this video, subscribe and join our growing community. Because in politics, power is never simple and the real story is always beneath the surface.